Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Grounded Conversations. For those who don't know, I'm Liv. I hope you're having an amazing week. I wanted to talk to you all today about something that's quite important to me, and it's just learning not to care what people think and learning to not obsess over the opinions of others and not to people please. And I think it can be hard because I think part of our just human conditioning is to feel like we belong and to feel accepted, because being accepted enhances our chances of survival and helps our well-being. But rejection can be uncomfortable and can do the opposite. So a lot of the time we avoid being rejected and we try our hardest to be accepted and liked, because it's kind of just like our social nature as humans. We're wired to want to be liked and to want to be accepted. But excessive concern about what people think and about other people's opinions can be detrimental and can actually cause so much anxiety and stress, and can actually hinder our personal growth rather than help us. And one of the big reasons why we want to feel liked and accepted and like we belong is because it gives us an advantage, even though we don't think about it consciously. It's like a non-conscious thing. We want to be liked and we want to be accepted and we want to cooperate with people and we want to be dependent on people, because if you think back to when, like, during like the caveman times, that's how we survived. It's because we relied on each other and we felt like we belonged and everybody had a place. It's just evolved since those times. And I think it kind of leads to a need for approval and a need for validation, because we want positive feedback. We want to be told and we want to feel like we're accepted and like we belong and that people want us there. And so we kind of do things to make us want to be liked, want to be accepted. We can sometimes change ourselves and change how we act to do that, because it gives us a sense of worth, because feeling liked and feeling accepted makes us feel happy and makes us feel loved. And that's a very big part of how humans survive. And I think as well, like with like how it influences our worth, because we non-consciously start to believe what people think about us and what people tell us we are. Like if you're always told growing up you're pretty, you're going to think that you're a pretty person. And same with the opposite. If you're always told you're weird, you're going to go up and think you're weird. And what you're told and what you think people think about you influences what you think about yourself. And it can cause such a negative effect and such a bad mental health. And it's important to be able to recognise feedback, to acknowledge and be able to lift yourself up and be around people that lift you up as well, rather than the opposite. Like, say no to haters. If people are always making you think about what you're doing and think badly about yourself, they're probably not the best people to be around. Like, I think it was Tom Holland saying in an interview, but it might have been Tom Holland saying he'd heard somebody else say, but it's just like, if you didn't have my phone number, you don't know me well enough to have a problem with me. If somebody isn't close to you and don't know you well enough to actually know what you're doing, who you are as a person, and be able to comment on that, if you wouldn't take advice from somebody, don't take criticism either. I think just the human need of approval and the human need of wanting to belong can create a fear of rejection, because being rejected and being told no and feeling like we're not wanted and like we're left out can trigger negative emotions and can trigger anxiety and can trigger stress, which are feelings we often try to avoid. While it is important to be able to acknowledge the opinions of those close to you, especially if you have upset somebody, it's so important to stay humble and to take accountability and build positive relationships, because being able to talk to your friends and be like, hey, that joke you made the other day, it kind of upset me, can you not do that again? And then talking about how it made you feel and just communicating to kind of set a healthy space is so important to build positive relationships and friendships and healthy spaces for communication. And it can help with your personal growth, because if you're told by your friend, if you did something that upset me, you can take that on board, because I don't think you'd mean to update your friends, but you can take that on board and improve yourself and work out where things have come from and all sorts. And while everybody's opinions and everybody doing things that people like does create a social harmony and does create a sense of cooperation and human connection and contributes to society, there is drawbacks to listening to people's opinions, because if you're so obsessed about what people think about you, and to the point you can't even leave your house because you're like, what if somebody doesn't like this outfit? What if people think it's weird? What if I don't fit in? What if I don't belong? It can create so much anxiety and stress and can have detrimental impacts to your mental health. It's not worth it. And I think you kind of have to learn to do what's best for you and to love yourself and to set boundaries and to just be confident and happy and set in who you are. And it's fine if you don't want to do things your friends want to do. If they're good friends, they'd listen and be like, oh, I don't want to go out tonight. Fair enough, we'll meet up with you to do something else another time that like everybody's chill with. Like if your friends make you feel bad for setting boundaries or not wanting to do things that aren't you, find different friends, you'll find your people. But carrying on, if you are so set on what people think about you and you start people pleasing, you'll lose yourself and you'll lose your authenticity and what makes you you. And what other people might say it's weird and strange, if you don't feel like yourself and if you don't feel happy, is it really worth it? I don't think so. Really try to communicate in a good way and to listen to what people think. If your friends are going out every single night and that's not something you want to do, if you turn around and said, oh, I'm not going to go out tonight, I have just like stuff I want to work on, others I don't want to do, it's not really for me. If they start making you feel horrible for saying that and make you feel bad like a bad friend for saying you don't want to do something that just isn't you, they're not your people, they're not your friends. Because if they were your friends, they'd be like, oh, okay, chill, have a nice night, we'll catch up with you later. Like you'll be fine. And I think adhering to what people want and what people expect you to do or what you think people expect you to do can make you lose yourself, because if you're just doing what you think people like, you kind of just lose your sense of self. And I know with like me and my friends, they probably think I'm so weird. They probably think like, because for those who don't know, I am from the UK, because we have listeners from 19 countries, which is actually crazy, but thank you guys for listening, it's cute. But I'm from the UK, and I probably listen to country music the most. Out of all the I listen to music like a lot. It's probably like what I spend most of my time doing. But I predominantly listen to country music, and none of my friends are really country music fans at all. But they don't pretend that they are, or don't change them. One of my friends is becoming a fan of Megan Maroney, so I'm working on it, guys. They're like open mind. It's great. It's not like they sit and like, oh, you're so weird listening to that. They're just like, oh, we respect that you like something different to us, but you do you. Like it's a cool thing because it's what makes me, and what they listen to is what makes them them. And we all love each other for that, and we don't make each other feel smaller or feel like we have to change ourselves for what everybody else does, because we just accept and respect what we all do. And I think you also kind of have to have a sense of self-awareness, like understand you and what you like and the boundaries you need to set, and kind of implement them. If there's something if you don't like your friend hugging you as much as they do, have a conversation with them. Just be like, can we just like work out a way for both of us to feel comfortable? Like if that's your love language, can we just like adapt it so I feel comfortable and you feel still loved? And just having conversations and being self-aware about what you need, but being able to still stay humble and listen to what those that you love and what those close to you need. It's just like a freeing thing to do in a way, because you're not stuck thinking, what if they're gonna hate me if I don't do this? They won't like me. If you're able to have like open-minded conversations with your friends and be like, hey, that thing kind of upset me, can we talk about it? And your friend is about to go like, oh, I didn't mean to. Yeah, of course we can talk about it. We can both sort it out and figure out a solution together. It's such a healthy thing. And prioritize your well-being as well. Take care of yourself and prioritize what you need, and learn to love yourself and learn to be confident in yourself and who you are. And don't let anybody change who you are. Friends will listen to you and will give you advice, will give you constructive criticism, whatever. And if not, they're not your real friends. Yeah, just do what makes you happy, because that's the most important. Like, you could literally, this is going to sound a bit morbid, but you could literally die tomorrow. Would you rather die doing what made you happy or what your friends like? Respect each other and listen to each other, but you don't need to obsess with what people think, and learn to recognise constructive criticism. Like, we do it a lot in drama. We'll like show a piece of work to our teacher or to our like friends or whatever, and they'll say like, oh, I liked the opening and I liked that conversation, but maybe add a bit more anger to it, maybe step a bit closer, or like maybe just like look each other in the eyes, like there's more chemistry there. And it's just like they tell us what the things they liked and the things to keep, but then they tell us maybe change this bit, and it's constructive, and it's not just, oh, I didn't like that. It's, you kind of build on it and adapt it in a way so it's like you're like editing it and you're just fixing it, rather than completely changing it or completely changing yourself for what other people think is better. And so learn to listen to feedback which is relevant. If somebody isn't that close to you, or if you wouldn't take advice from them, don't take criticism either. If you wouldn't go to them for advice, don't listen to the bad things they have to say, just because it's not worth it. It's not worth your time or energy, I'll be completely honest. And I think it's hard because we care so much about wanting to be liked and wanting to feel like we belong and that we're part of a group. And we kind of socially conditioned that way, especially nowadays with like social media. We're literally conditioned to post things to get likes and comments, to get like we're literally conditioned to post things just to get like the most amount of likes, which is actually wild. I don't think that's a different conversation, but it's actually mad when you think about it. And I think we start to get a fear of being rejected and a fear of being different and a fear of being weird, especially with like cancel culture, because you could say one wrong thing and it's like over in that, like you're literally done. And it can be so hard to learn to be yourself while still feeling accepted, and it can feel so pressuring, and it can make us not want to do things in fear of rejection. Like even like this podcast, if you go back and listen to the first episode, I probably sound so scared and so insecure and anxious because I was so scared that I was going to post the first episode and have people turn around to me and say your podcast is horrible, like what are you talking about, we didn't like it at all, like you should talk about something else, you should do this. I thought I was going to get so much negativity, but nobody cared. Nobody cared. And I felt so much better when I did post it. And I even look now, like I'm literally doing videos now. I'm not sat there reading off the scripts that I wrote for an hour. Like I have my little show notes, but I don't have a massive thing that I'm sat and feeling so constricted to, because I realise actually more people like it when I'm being myself and being authentic and kind of just having fun rather than forcing myself into a little box of what I thought people expected. So honestly, if something scares you, just do it. Like ask, like literally, this is something that I need to do myself. But go and ask the waiter for ketchup. Go and ask, go and ask somebody else. Send the text message. Literally, do think. I was literally talking to my best friend because we were going bowling with some of our other friends' friends a couple of weeks ago. She's like, "Liv, I don't know what to wear. Should I ask the group chat?" I was like, "Yeah, ask the group chat. People will be fine." She's like, "No, actually, they scare me. They scare me. I can't." I was like, "These people that are like friends and friends scare you. Like that'll be fine. Just send the message. Everybody's chill." She didn't end up doing it, but honestly, do the things that make you feel scared. Do the things that you are worried about, because you could literally die tomorrow. You like, would you rather die doing what made you happy or doing what other people thought were happy? Like, there's this girl on TikTok called Sophie Jones. I really recommend, because she does a lot about rejection therapy, because she said that she realised she was actually so scared about what other people thought about her. And then realised nobody cares, because everybody is so worried about themselves and what they're doing and what they think people think of them, that nobody cares what you do. Like, think, when was the last time you actually went out and was so bothered about what a random stranger or a random person, or even your friend, was wearing or doing? You don't care. You're more worried about what people are thinking about you. But everybody's so self-obsessed and just so obsessed with themselves and what other people think about them that they could not care less about what you're doing or what you're wearing. So do whatever the fuck you want, because honestly, just do what you want. Your happiness is more important than people pleasing and doing what other people think. And I think being scared of what other people think can hold us back. Like, if I hadn't gotten over my fear to a post in a podcast, I wouldn't be sat here talking to you guys right now. And this is one of my like best things that I've ever done, and I actually love it with all my heart. And I love how people actually listen. Like, thank you guys. Like, it's actually amazing. But I've even had like one of my friends come to me like, "Liv, I listened to an episode about exam stress. It really helped." Like, do things that are scaring you. It's not that bad afterwards. But honestly, this girl Sophie Jones does a lot about rejection therapy. She literally goes into places and like asks people, like places, "Can I just work here for a day?" or start singing and dance on the street. And I think just it's easy to resonate with, because she's come from a place that a lot of people can relate to. So honestly, I'll put her like username and stuff in like the show notes or the caption or whatever, like the description of this episode or something. I honestly recommend going to watch her videos. You'll get a lot from it. You'll realize nobody cares as much as you think they do. And don't let it hold you back. Don't let what other people think hold you back at all. Because everybody is too busy thinking about themselves and what they think them and their own insecurities, and not you. If somebody thinks you're weird or if you're dressed differently, it just reflects the things that they're hiding about themselves or the things that they don't like about themselves. It doesn't mean anything about about you or who you are. Yeah, we have such a big fear of rejection, but like try rejection therapy. Like, because of like Sophie's TikToks, me and there was like a university fair at our college like a couple of months ago. But me and one of my friends was like, "Oh, actually, should we just go just for like rejection therapy purposes, like Wednesdays? Should we just go around to all the stalls that we know don't do our course and just ask them, 'Do you have our course?'" And we went it, and yeah, it took a little bit to be told, "No, we don't." But it actually wasn't that bad, because nobody cares that much. Nobody cares as much as you think at all. But yeah, practice things and do things that make you uncomfortable. You'll realise afterwards it's not that bad. And it will help you build confidence, and it will help you see actually nobody cares. Why was I so worried? Like, I'm fine. Like, it's all good. So yeah, and also, if you are around people, if you're around people that are making you feel shit and are making you feel like you can't be like yourself and you have to change yourself, they're not your people. They're not worth being around. If people are making you feel so anxious and so stressed about what you wear or how you act or what you like, stay away from them. Because if you're not if you don't feel liked and valued in a friendship, it's not worth it. And if you don't feel like you can be yourself and be authentically yourself, go find other people and find people you can have conversations with. And yeah, just if you're around like the Regina Georges of the world, just they're not worth your time. Find people that like you and respect what you do, but don't ask you to change yourself for that. And I mean, for like example, this is like the opposite of caring and respecting what people think. Somebody could, let's say you really like to play golf, just as an example. This is just an example, but let's say you really like to play golf. One of your friends goes, I don't really like golf. You can people please and be like, oh, actually, yeah, it's not that good. I'm going to stop going to golf actually. What do you like to do? I'll try that out instead. Or you could go, fair enough, you do you, but I love golf. I'm going to carry on. You do what you want though. So there's a difference between caring what people think and respect and just like respecting their opinion, because people are going to have different opinions and people are going to say different things. But just do what you like, do what you enjoy, and do what you care about. And try rejection therapy, because honestly, things that scare you aren't that bad. People are too busy obsessing and caring over what they think. That they don't care about what you're doing at all. So just focus on yourself, focus on what you're doing, and you'll be fine. And I'll put my TikTok and Instagram in the description and show notes below. And I'll post a couple things about what you could start doing to start rejection therapy. But go look at Sophie Jones, because honestly, her TikTok is amazing for rejection therapy. Truly. But I'll post a few things about just like little things you could do, and even if it's just like asking your waiter for ketchup or something like that, or just like going up to a random person like, hey, do you know what the time is? Something like that. But honestly, it's not as bad as what you think it is. I'll post little things that you can start doing to help you feel better. But honestly, everybody is too busy worrying about themselves to even give a single thought about what you're doing. So just do whatever the fuck you want and you'll be fine. It will all be great. It will work out perfectly. And if anybody has any questions or want me to go into further about anything I said, leave a comment below or on any of my social medias, or message me on any of my socials, and I'll get back to you if you want. Or if there's any other topics you want in future episodes, let me know. I will see you all next Tuesday for another episode, because we are going to start posting weekly every Tuesday. I am going to hold myself accountable for that, I promise. If not, I'll give you all permission to start bombarding me and being like, where's the episode, Liv? Get it out to us, we're waiting. Yeah, give you all permission to do that, but promise it will be with you next Tuesday. I've got the next like 2 months of episodes planned out, so just you guys wait. Have an amazing week. Thank you all for listening. Bye bye.